Are you tired of stubborn stains clinging to your pans, ruining the sparkling beauty of your kitchen? Don't worry. Today, I'm going to share a super simple, budget-friendly tip to remove those tough stains using just a few common household items. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming handy tips. Before getting started on making the cleaning mixture, I'm going to prepare the spray bottle first. Take a plastic bottle cap and drill a hole in the center. Instead of throwing them away, you can repurpose them for simple DIY projects like this. It's a great way to reduce waste and save money while giving everyday items a second life. In this case, we're turning an old plastic bottle into a handy spray bottle for our homemade cleaner. I have a tire valve here, and the first step is to remove the small nut that holds it in place. This will allow us to fit the valve through the hole in the bottle cap later on. Once the nut is removed, I'll insert the valve to the hole I drilled in the bottle cap earlier. Make sure the valve fits snugly, with the threaded part sticking out on the outside. Then, screw the nut back on tightly to secure the valve in place. This will help prevent any leaks when we use the spray. Next, I'm going to drill a hole near the bottom of the bottle. I've already prepared a spray nozzle that we'll attach to the top of the bottle. This will allow us to easily spray the cleaning solution. Once everything is set up, make sure the nozzle fits well and is in good working condition. Now I'm going to insert the tube to the hole I drilled near the bottom of the bottle. This tube will help draw the liquid from the bottom up to the nozzle when we spray. After inserting the tube, I'm going to secure it with hot glue. This will help create a tight seal around the hole and hold the tube firmly in place. Just apply a small amount of glue around the base and let it cool completely before moving on. Next, I'm going to attach the spray nozzle to the side of the bottle. I'll position it securely and use hot glue to fix it in place. This will keep the nozzle steady during use and prevent it from moving or coming loose. Now it's time to screw the cap back onto the bottle. Make sure it's tightened securely so the valve and tubing stay firmly in place. Once the cap is on, our DIY spray bottle is almost ready to use. Now that the spray bottle is ready, I'm going to move on to making the cleaning mixture. Let's start preparing the ingredients for our homemade cleaning mixture. The first ingredient is toothpaste. Toothpaste contains mild abrasives and cleaning agents that are great for scrubbing away tough stains, especially on metal surfaces like pans or kitchen tools. Next, I'm going to add some WD-40. Just get a few sprays directly into the mixture. WD-40 helps break down grease and loosen stubborn grime, making it a powerful addition to our homemade cleaner. Now I'm going to add some Coca-Cola. This might sound surprising, but Coca-Cola contains phosphoric acid, which helps dissolve rust and loosen tough stains. Just pour in a small amount, enough to help blend the mixture while boosting its cleaning power. Now that all the ingredients are in, I'm going to mix them together thoroughly. You can use a stick or a spoon. Just make sure everything blends well into a smooth, consistent mixture. Once it's ready, I'll pour the mixture into the spray bottle we prepared earlier. Now, let's test it out and see how well it works on those stubborn stains. Now it's time to pressurize the bottle. I'm going to use a bicycle pump and connect it to the tire valve we installed earlier. By pumping air into the bottle, we'll create internal pressure that helps push the cleaning mixture out through the spray nozzle, just like a real pressure sprayer. Pump slowly and carefully, and make sure everything is sealed tightly to avoid any leaks. Now let's test it out. I'll press the spray nozzle and you can see the cleaning mixture being released with pressure, just like a store-bought spray bottle. Now I'm going to spray the cleaning mixture directly onto this pot. Next, I'm going to place a paper towel over the sprayed area to let the mixture soak in. This helps the solution stay in contact with the stain longer, making it easier to lift off any tough grime or buildup. I'll leave it for a few minutes before wiping it clean. Now that it's had time to sit, I'll peel off the paper towel and gently wipe the surface with a sponge. As you can see, the stain lifts off easily. No need for any specialized dish soap or harsh scrubbing with a steel wool pad. Just a soft sponge is enough. This method is not only effective, but also help protect your cookware from scratches and wear. And that's it. With just a few simple ingredients and some basic tools, we've created an effective cleaning spray that tackles tough stains. No need for fancy dish soap or abrasive scrubbers. It's gentle, affordable, and surprisingly powerful. If you found this helpful, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on more easy and creative tips like this. Do you know how the ultra-durable cables used in suspension bridges or elevators are made? Elevator cables are usually made from high-carbon steel or alloy steel, with a structure consisting of multiple strands twisted together around a central core. The strand structure is a key factor that determines the cable's strength, flexibility, and load-bearing capacity. One of the most common examples is a twisted strand structure used in electrical cables, such as braided aluminum or copper wires, which enhances both flexibility and electrical conductivity. So today, I'm going to share with you how to make a tool that can create a twisted strand structure. Once I've finished marking and outlining the shape on the foam board, I'll carefully trim away the excess with a utility knife to bring the design to life. Additionally, You can also use pliers to snip off any extra parts. By trimming off the extra bits, I'll make sure the edges look sharp and professional. Next, I'll grab the drill and carefully bore a hole straight to the center. This part is key to the whole structure. Now I'm going to mark 3 evenly spaced points on this piece of cardboard to guide the next steps. I'll carefully drill 3 small holes at the marked points. Making sure they're perfectly sized with screws to fit snugly. Here are the 3 eye screws I prepared. Let's go ahead and screw them in one by one. Now I'm going to lock it all in with some super glue to make sure it stays firmly in place. Here I have a long bolt, a few nuts, and some washers. Now I'll show you how to assemble them properly. Can you imagine how it's all going to come together and work? Now I'm going to prepare a piece of wood and another eye screw. I'm going to drill a hole in the piece of wood to insert this screw. Alright, let's get another piece of wood ready for what's coming next. This will be used to hold the metal bearing in place, just like you see here. Be sure to position the hook so it's pointing upward, just like this. The size of this wood doesn't need to be exact, just roughly the same as the first piece will do. Now I'm going to lock it in place with a mix of baking soda and super glue. It forms a strong, fast-setting bond. Using baking soda with super glue speeds up the curing process. It makes the bond much tougher and more durable. With all the pieces prepared, it's time to bring everything together into the final build. Get a bigger wooden piece. That'll be our base to hold everything steady. Let's lock it in with this L-shaped support to keep everything nice and steady. Now I'll screw it into the base using a couple of medium-sized of screws. I'll make sure they're tightened firmly so the whole structure stays solid and doesn't wobble. Once the screws are in, I'll give it a little shake to make sure everything is secure. If there's any wobble, I'll tighten the screws a bit more or adjust the position until it's perfectly stable. Alright, let's do the same thing for the part with the metal bearing. Attach it just like we did earlier. I'll hook this part to the drill, and when I power it on, it'll do the twisting for me. The metal bearing acts as a stabilizer, keeping the part steady and stopping it from moving around while the drill spins. I'll place something underneath the drill to make it easier to hold. Here's a long piece of wire I prepared. Let's go ahead and cut it into 3 smaller pieces for the next step. Alright, time to hook the wires onto the twisting tool and get everything in position. Now I'll attach the wires to the twisting tool, making sure to secure the ends tightly, either by bending them through the eye screws or wrapping them firmly, so they won't slip out while twisting. Alright, time to turn on the drill. Watch how the wires start spinning and twisting into one solid strand. Just make sure to go slow at first so everything stays controlled. Now that the twisting's done, let's take a look. Yep, the wire looks nicely twisted, firm, and even all the way through. If anything seems loose, I can always give it one more spin. Twisted wire like this has all kinds of practical uses in daily life. You can use it for bundling or tying things together securely, making DIY tools or supports, or even for simple repairs around the house or garden. Because it's stronger and more flexible than a single wire, it's perfect for hanging objects, reinforcing weak spots, or crafting sturdy handmade items. It's a small tool, but once you have it, you'll find tons of ways to use twisted wire, from organizing cables to making decorative pieces, or even small mechanical parts. And there we have it. A simple yet incredibly useful wire twisting tool, made from just a few basic materials and a bit of hands-on effort. With this, you can create strong, neatly twisted wires for a variety of everyday uses. I hope this video inspires you to try making your own and explore how it can help in your DIY projects. Thanks for watching.